Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. My name is Tyler Benster. I'm the tech adoption lead here at Kadena Eco, and super stoked to have a deep dive with Koala Wallet here today. If you can tell by the quality of that intro video, Koala Wallet is an incredibly polished and an incredibly exciting new wallet for Kadena and the ecosystem. So really excited to dive in, learn more, and hear all about what Eucalyptus Labs has created. So I'm going to be welcoming the Eucalyptus Labs team up on the stream now. We're incredibly excited to have Kobe, Michelle, and Brenny all with us today. I will allow them to give themselves each a brief introduction, and then we're going to dive in way more. But wow, are we excited to have you guys here.
We're excited to be here. Thanks for having us back, Tyler. And I know we spoke a while ago about Eucalyptus Labs and we had to keep things under wrap, but now we're finally able to bring the community what we've been working on for months on months and introduce some of the team here being Michelle and Brenny. So I'll pass it to them. Michelle and Brenny, tell the people who you are.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for Kadena for having us. My name is Michelle. I'm Chief Marketing Officer at Eucalyptus Labs. I'm currently broadcasting live from my parents' house in Toronto, but I'm usually based out of Kołobrzeg, Poland.
Hey everyone, I'm Brenny. I'm the Koala Wallet product owner. I sort of hold the team together, helping decide everything, making sure that no one's at each other's throats. I've got like 7 years experience in crypto. The last 4 years have been live support for a major wallet, so I'm used to communicating with users, and that sort of gives me the upper hand of knowing what users want and would like to see in an application.
And you know what, I'll introduce myself again. I'm one of the head koalas at Eucalyptus Labs. I'm Kobe. I run a few of the different projects we have there, and I've been working with Michelle and Brenny. Brenny for over 4 years now in crypto, and Michelle just the same for over a year now. And they're super humble. I mean, Michelle has worked with people like Cardi B and LeBron James, and Brendan Lenwood are the biggest multi-coin wallet support team out there, servicing literally hundreds of people every day with questions about crypto, new and old. So I got to hype up the team, talk about the professionals we got with us, and just how excited we are to be here.
Amazing. So for those in the community that have been tuning into these for a while, you know that we try to make these as interactive as possible. So please feel free to comment or ask questions on Twitter, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, wherever you may be tuning in. And we'll try and get some of those comments highlighted as we're here today, because this is so exciting. And I think a wallet and Koala is all about ultimately the end users. It's about quality. It's about KDA. It's about all this great stuff. And so this is going to be interactive and fun. And for some, an introduction to Koala, and for others, a great way to hear more about new features and the process behind the scenes and everything that goes into building such a impressive product. So first, I want to just start off with a general question here. I'll ask a few questions to get us started, and then we'll drive over with the community questions as they come up. Could you give us an overview of Eucalyptus Labs and when you started building on the Kadena ecosystem?
I think I'll fill this one after April of last year, watching a ton of layer ones struggle to really figure out how to work on community marketing and building solid products that are easy to use. I gathered a team of crypto professionals that I've been working with for the past few years, like I mentioned, and we said, let's solve some really big questions specifically for Kadena, a chain that was lacking a lot of infrastructure, that has these crazy chains, about 20 of them. They're all with a few different dApps all over them. And so we said, let's work on 3 big questions. Let's solve education, acquisition, and utility. So let's educate people on what is Kadena. Let's see, let's get the Kadena easier into their hands by working on bringing in on-ramps and exchanges into the space. And then that last question of utility and usability, let's create an environment where people can not only store and keep their Kadena, but utilize it to the max. So we've been focused on answering those questions specifically for Kadenians, which is why Eucalyptus Labs is responsible for the Twitter at Kadena Ecosystem, kadenaecosystem.com. And now, like I mentioned, we've been working on Koala Wallet for months and months, getting a really good base layer of an application out there so we can have a launch for Kadena and really bring it to the next level in terms of UI and adoption. So that was the vision behind Eucalyptus Labs. And now we're just getting to that point of showing people what we've been working on.
Awesome. So I see we already have a bunch of questions starting to come in. So this is fantastic.
Nice.
Community is clearly super interested. I'm going to ask just one or two more, and then we'll jump to some of those. So obviously, folks recently launched Koala Wallet, and I'd love to just hear from the koala's mouth. What is Koala Wallet?
I'll take this one, guys. But basically, we aim to be a passport to the Kadena ecosystem, everything under one roof. So, like, increase adoption for like many users onboarding. We know, like, with our experience, we know what users are needing, what they really wanted in an application. So, we're just trying to make sure we can bring the best of everything together as one in an amazing way. Like, it's got to be beautiful. We know that there's so many other wallets out there that don't have everything in one place, and users are having to go and find it themselves. So that brings back the whole thing. We're trying to bring everything together and making sure that we can build a proper infrastructure for everything at once.
Yeah,
Awesome.
what Brenny said comes from a lot of years of experience, not only in Kadena, but watching since 2016 and 17, even back as 14, watching a bunch of people build wallets with all the technical components there. And then, of course, in a year or even a few months, they're deprecated because they just didn't have the UI that was necessary to get people interested and engaged with that currency. Just the same, you could have all the UI in the world, but if you can't, actually use the high-end tools in the back end and use the wallet effectively, it's going to fail. So we really wanted to package all together all of what we've learned in UI in crypto, all of what we've learned in support, community marketing, and definitely development, which is our bread and butter, into one massive application and base layer where we could not only have a really great wallet, but kind of a multi-tool for the ecosystem to access the dApps, to access lending protocols, name services, everything in one place without users having to give away any of their security or privacy or any of the features they love and use Koala for.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. I think that user experience and interface is a chronic problem in challenging crypto. And so anything that we can do to make DeFi and emerging applications in the Kadena ecosystem easier for end users to use will ultimately help, of course, each of those individual ecosystems. It makes Koala Wallet more differentiated and interesting and useful to users. And of course, it ultimately helps the Kadena ecosystem and blockchain itself by driving adoption and real use cases. So I think that's super, super exciting. And we kind of just started to touch on this, but there's a couple of questions in chat here that relate to it. The question I'll kind of lump it under is, what makes Koala Wallet different from other wallets?
I'd love to cover this. One of the best parts about Koala Wallet is that we've kind of built it to be this passport to the Kadena ecosystem, like Brenny and Kobe mentioned. It's not just a wallet. It's kind of this tool at your fingertips where you can do anything and you can interact on the Kadena blockchain seamlessly. And we're working on, implementing some new features so that users can do that even better. Another great thing is, of course, our team's experience. A lot of us come from a support background, and those are the users, or those are the people that are, on ground level with the users from different backgrounds, different, chains, because it was from a multi-chain wallet. So they know what the user needs and what the user wants more than what the user knows that they need and want. And then finally, Eucalyptus has not and does not plan on raising ICO or IDO. We're not asking for values from users other than their genuine feedback. We just want to show users that we're creating value for them. We put the money into Kadena. We're here to stay, and we're one of the only products, I think, in the ecosystem that has not asked the community for funds. So we're really building it because we want to, because we love the ecosystem. We want to help make this blockchain thrive.
And we'll throw in
Super
some
cool.
alpha right away. I'll toss it to Brenny for some updates of like what really sets us apart of features that are coming soon. But Michelle said it best, that we decided from the beginning we weren't going to give people timelines of like when we might launch it until we were super ready. We're not going to do an NFT sale or ICO, even though those are awesome and really good ways to interact with the community. Action Crypto, thank you for the shout out. I definitely think Koala Wallet is a great name. It sounds very cool. And yeah, and there's a ton of things that we decided to launch a base level, a version 1 of Koala with store, send, receive your tokens, your Kadena, all of your different assets. But it took us a really long time to develop that because of how agile and modular our entire code base is to add some really awesome things that Brenny can talk more about.
Yeah, so basically developing was a real headache at first, because managing the many chains on Kadena and making sure that we get it right for the user. We can't just throw a wallet together and expect everybody to know how to use it. So we're targeting new people. And I see a comment from, who was it from? Sorry, guys. Noah. There will be swaps coming soon. They're like very, very, very soon. Just stay tuned. There's many things. There's the swaps. We've got NFTs coming. There's going to be a dApp browser in the wallet. Like, everything's going to be at your fingertips. You're not going to have to go to other sites, like other wallets. And we're also going to have like Wallet Connect support, so you can move to the big screen if you want to, because many people like to use dApps in big screens. I do. I know I do. So yeah, the wallet swap function is under. It's not there yet, but it's under development, guys.
And so Brenny's playing a dangerous game that we do so often of, we don't want to tell people timelines that get them excited and we don't deliver on. We always want to give a 1 or 2 week timeline of, we're in beta testing with that product or with that application feature, and then we're going to publish it. But what you said is really important, that we're not just interested in supporting one exchange in Kadena or supporting one NFT marketplace. We're interested in being the power tool where users can interact with each one of them without having a headache again of like a million chains or something, of having to connect in 12 different ways. That's why we've partnered with a really great developer in Kadena to integrate Wallet Connect 2.0 and actually open source all of that work, so that everyone else can have the same standard that we're going to be using of Wallet Connect 2.0, and we can all work in this ecosystem together. So if you're a DEX, if you're a project, if you're anyone out there, come and work with us, because we're already signed up and working with the big names that you all know out there, from the other exchanges that might have their wallets, without saying names, to exchanges and NFT projects that are just getting started. We're talking with all of them, and we want to work with you all. So this is a plea to the community of, hey, get active, get interested, because we're here to stay and pump out these development updates.
Come slide in the DMs.
Yeah.
Awesome. Another question from Tawny. So I forget how much we've hit on this already, but today Koala Wallet's available. I know it's available on iOS because I've recently downloaded it, and I'm the proud holder of a Koala Wallet here on my iPhone. What platforms are you currently available on, and kind of what's your thinking and game plan around platforms that you support?
Currently, we're available on iOS and Android as the basics. You can get it on Mac OS if you are updated, obviously, because they allow you to install mobile apps now. But we are targeting pretty much every device. So I don't want to give out too much, because I really don't want to rile up our developers either. They're the ones doing the work, not me. So yeah, but we are targeting as many platforms as possible. So
yeah, we also, like Brenny, you and I were trading some screenshots earlier today. Something that's really difficult that we want to make sure we maintain is the standard of quality for mobile experience. You're going from making taps, we spent months on deciding, how people should interact with user flow. If we were to create a browser extension, that's not just going to be the application, in the top right of your screen. We want to make sure, again, that we bring the Kadena community and all new crypto users something better than MetaMask, something better than just plopping in your app into the browser extension, something that has the developer tools to go deeper than just, again, store, send, receive, but support the ecosystem at whole.
Right on. Very, very cool. Let's see here. Wow, there's a ton of questions here. Kind of an interesting question around how you plan to sort of scale and introduce Koala Wallet to the world. Do you plan on organic growth? Or are you going to do advertising? How do you think about growing the user base? And obviously, we're doing some of that here today, as I see people in the chat are seemingly likely to be downloading Koala Wallet here in the background. But just curious in general how you think about that user growth story.
So far, we've had amazing feedback from the community, we've just been received so well. So we are going to be riding that organic growth, word of mouth, for as long as we can. We definitely do have a lot of partnerships in the works. with media partners, public press releases. So we're just kind of trying to see where the community takes us, and then we're going to give it the push when it's needed.
Absolutely. We have the simple philosophy of our advertising budget right now is kind of our tech budget. We believe that if we build the best product, if we build the exemplary UI and UX that the Kadena ecosystem really needs and wants, they will come. And we've already seen that with how many people are tweeting, are leaving positive reviews, are emailing us feedback and participating in our community. So hop in the Discord and help us along that journey and become part of the path to accelerate. Oh, and one last thing I gotta say, Kadena does a lot of the work for us. Not only Kadena Eco and Tile, the people you're working with, but Kadena, for example, this past week, we had this whole debacle with Coinbase Wallet having this issue with sending NFTs that Apple maybe said they wanted to take 30% of gas fees. So now we're actually seeing one of the promises that Kadena has of these gas stations that reduce the onboarding friction, right? So we just saw this huge corporation of Coinbase and Apple feuding about these gas fees that Apple wants a part of, that users don't want any part of. Well, Kadena makes it super easy for us to market Koala Wallet because we get to tell people, hey, use Koala. You can use a gas station where you don't even have to be paying a gas fee. The service provider that we partner with can come in and take that on for the user. So by being partners of Kadena and leveraging the powerful technology and having Pact in-house, having our own indexing services, we're just ahead of the game because we get to capitalize on all the promises that Kadena has made and are delivering on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see that your focus on UI, UX is clearly resonating with folks in the audience. And I would really echo the sentiment that DCF is saying that, yeah, absolutely. It's crazy that crypto right now for so many of us requires this juggling of private keys and scary transactions and, difficulty and, figuring out how to use each individual interface or website that we want to use and having a wallet or someone that basically helps curate the experience and interfacing with projects is definitely something that will, I think, ultimately help bring DCF's grandmother onto Kadena's blockchain. So DCF, if you're listening right now, I hope you text grandma the link to Koala Wallet and report back on the user experience.
No one ever expects Satoshi Nakamoto to be DCF's grandmother, but could be. Chat, you can roast me for the terrible dad jokes, by the way. Keep those questions coming and we appreciate them.
Amazing. So actually, I'm going to step in and use a moderator's privilege and ask a question here. I'd love to hear a little bit about what we can expect from Koala Wallet in the next 6 months, and where do you foresee the company to be in the next 3 to 5 years?
So I think we already hit sort of on the roadmap. Within the next 3 to 6 months, we're going to have those major integrations of like the NFT gallery. We're going to have the DApp browser, the wallet connect, and the swaps, like all pretty much fully in the wallet. With like Kobe says earlier, we're not going to just stick to one. So we're going to try and get as many different partners in there as possible. So that sort of hits on Akami's, if I've said your name wrong, I'm sorry, your comment of like asking when you can see partners chips in the wallet. They're going to be coming soon. We're already speaking to many partners already. There's also those other features of CSV exports for all your transactions. Like we're going to make it easier for people to do their taxes for Kadena, because at the moment there's not really anything, and we're going to expand on like multi accounts and just all those other features that users are going to want. So if you want it, we're going to get it. That's basically how it works.
All right, I got a very hard-hitting question for you. When Eucalyptus Lab t-shirts?
We're working on it.
Soon. Yeah, we are working on it. So we didn't expect to see so many requests for the Koala merch. I don't know. I don't see you guys have any sweaters by you, but we have some pretty awesome sweaters with the koala face and our Eucalyptus Labs. We got stickers. So we're going to do a merch drop soon. We're also going to make sure it's priced that everyone can get some shipped out to where they are in their local region, since Koala Wallet is available for 8 languages, fluently translated, and a ton of currencies already. Just shout out.
More coming soon.
So exactly. So we'll definitely be getting that merch out soon. Thank you for the hard-hitting question.
Awesome. Another interesting question from Tawny here. How about the capabilities of transfer between different chains, 1 to 20, What's your thinking on how you adapt and support the multi-chain nature of Kadena in a user-friendly way?
So I think instead of like dancing around it, Brenny, we have the screens ready for chain agnosticity, right? So
We do.
essentially, we're working on Pact. We're making sure that all of our code is settled and really secure, so that we're not taking any responsibility on Koala's side of helping users with their transaction. It's all going to be transparent and in Pact contracts as to how we're going to demystify all of these chains. But there's only really one way for Kadena to go forward, and that's to have everything consolidated, at least in UI UX, feel in one chain. And that's what it's going to feel like using Koala Wallet. Definitely within that 6 months. We don't like to give those hard timelines, but talking about in 3 to 5 years, the goal is really to introduce cryptocurrency to people overall in the world in a really simple and easy way. So any of these small goals that we're talking about, like the translations, like the education tools, like obfuscating these chains, that's already in the roadmap, and a lot of that is already developed since, again, we've been working now for 5, 6, 7 months specifically on Koala Wallet, building out all these branches, and now it's just about those leaves coming in.
Right on. So cool. I wanted to highlight, there's so many interesting things happening in the chat right now. So one that I thought was pretty neat is you've talked about how international this community is, and we have at least 2 different commenters tuning in from Turkey that are curious about Kadena community in Turkey. And what I would just say there is that please feel free to start self-organizing, whether it's on in chat. Hopefully the 2 of you can connect offline or on Discord or Telegram. Always love to see community groups come, and that's how the size of community groups help dictate what the 9th language that Eucalyptus Labs and Koala supports is. So I think that's something that's super cool. We see happening just here in the chat here. One other thing is, where did it go? Oh yeah, we had an amazing update from DCF. This is one of my favorite updates ever. Cheers, guys. I actually have gotten grandma into crypto. She holds Bitcoin and Kadena, self-custody, of course. So DCF's grandma is indeed a target customer of Koala Wallet. How great is that?
Love it.
I'll be looking
Love
for
it.
grandma's 5-star review on Koala Wallet.
There we go. I actually want to jump over to another question that I'm going to sort of interject here, and we'll get back to community questions in a moment. Just wanted to ask a bit about what your experience has been like building on Kadena. Would love to hear about what that experience has been like and what you'd have to say.
Personally, from the community side, I mean, the community for Kadena is amazing. You're doing something right when the only complaint is that they want more. And I feel like it's great constructive criticism all the time. And I feel like the Kadena team is getting really good at communicating with them, keeping the updates coming. And also, we said, where's the chats are saying, where's the Turkish community? There is a really big Turkish community in Kadena, and all the ones that are all over the world. There's Kadena Poland, there's Kadena Greece. So, I mean, just working with everybody in general has been very welcoming. There is a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to Kadena, but I think that we've helped tackle that, and we're going to continue on working on education and, making our UI as seamless as possible for DCF's grandma. KDA Army. Yes.
Right on. Love that answer.
I can say from a business side, if you don't know already, check out Kadena's LinkedIn, check out their job posts, check out the GitHub pulls and requests that are going into the core code. Things are picking up. The Kadena team is starting to hire. We've actually gotten the chance to meet a few of them. We've also met with a lot of the community projects. So we were in a conference just this past week in Miami, talking to a lot of folks who've heard about Kadena and are starting to learn more. I was at a mining conference where I spoke a little bit to the folks at Bitmain, all about how they're interested in mining more of Kadena and selling their amazing KA3s. So the interest is definitely there. It's just about picking up that traction and getting people the products that they deserve in the Kadena community.
Right on. So I want to ask also, what languages do you support? It seems like folks are interested, especially given the international nature of this audience.
All right, let's all try. Okay, so I know we have English. Michelle, what's
we just
another?
added Turkish.
Yeah, we got
German,
I think
French,
we've got German, French,
Mandarin.
we got Spanish,
We
and
got
we've got
Spanish.
Hindi. Hindi, I think. But there's more in the pipeline, guys.
Yep. Tweet at us. Let us know which should come next.
Let us
And
know which ones you want.
yeah, and we'll have them in a week or two. That we can give you the timeline on. So we're happy to include those in the app.
Wow,
So
that's so
Tyler,
cool that you already have Turkish.
if I can shill a little bit of what we're doing elsewise, we've already done some really cool things outside of the wallet as Eucalyptus Labs, and that was, on purpose, right? Because we wanted, when we had the wallet out there, to have deep roots in the community, which is why we started partnering with all of these projects in the network through kadenaecosystem.com. And we also have started to build some really great services for the community, such as our blockchain explorer. So it's already out there. It's not too much new alpha that we are going to be developing a totally in-house and native blockchain explorer for Kadena in partnership with the official Kadena team. So we're going to have a really beautiful, fast, and simple Explorer out soon. And again, it's all about integrating all these different parts seamlessly right into the wallet so that you're never clicking on a link and jeopardizing your safety by going out to a different website. And you're never having to enter your address and, is my address going to be linked with my IP somewhere? Again, we're staying focused on privacy and security while putting users in the ecosystem first. So it's all about tying those other tools into the wallet that we're already developing, that we already have very close completion, which we'll be sharing the timelines about pretty soon.
So cool. Just wanted to highlight from the chat. Check this out. We got a confirmed download here from a user that has just downloaded Koala Wallet. Already, of course, requesting more features, looking for Arabic support. This is so cool to see that people are downloading, getting excited, and of course asking for new features and new integrations. I think that's a sign of a community and ecosystem that's looking for growth.
Yeah, and I'm seeing some language upticks here. So Dutch, Greek, Arabic. I'm actually in the Middle East right now. Just got in today, which is why I got the bags, the 24/7 crypto trader bags under the eyes. But these are all definitely languages that we're going to add in. And again, it's not just adding in the languages, but making sure they're perfect with the UI and all the fluent translations. So keep it coming. We love to see the support and the suggestions, and we will be taking note. And there are some koalas back at home that are writing down these comments as you speak and write them.
So we have a question from chat from Thuperman about Koala's support for other assets on Kadena blockchain in addition to KDA, and sort of comparing and contrasting with some other wallets that are available. Curious if you have any thoughts on this one.
I've been talking a lot.
Zelcore,
yeah, ready.
Apologies. Zelcore only supports KDA as far as I know, and Flux probably. But we support every asset on Kadena. So, and we will continue adding more as they are around. And we're just trying to make it easier. I played with Zelcore during the research phase, and being an experienced crypto user, it was difficult for me. So I can't understand how many people could use Zelcore. And I'm not hating on Zelcore. It's just their UI isn't there. Their UX isn't there for the user. And that's where we're different.
Yeah, and I'm going to get angry here, but guys, wasn't 2009, wasn't the white paper, wasn't, a lot of the technology Kadena is built off of around this simple idea of taking back power from institutions and putting the power from all these different financial things back into the control of users, right? So when I'm putting my crypto somewhere, I have a ledger, great wallet, but I'm usually keeping my funds somewhere super accessible, like a non-custodial mobile wallet, because I want my funds somewhere that I can get the most out of them, still safe and secure, but I don't want to just have them locked up. I want them in the place that when the next GameFi trend or when the next DeFi or NFT trend comes up, I have my assets in a native place that's interested in helping me get the most out of those assets. So, if you're asking yourself which wallet should I use, ask yourself which one is going to provide the most value for me. And our commitment is to providing the most value for Kadena holders and those in the ecosystem. So that's our promise to you if you put your Kadena in the wallet. And that's what we're going to keep working on developing. So we're going to prove it with time and put actions behind these AMA words.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to just highlight a comment from Kadena Ski from earlier in this chat. both complimenting the work on Koala Wallet and also highlighting that we need more competition in the KDA wallet space. Competition drives better UI and better UX. So, I want to say that we appreciate Zelcore. I appreciate that they have a mobile wallet. I've used it. It's fantastic. It's useful. I think Koala Wallet and Eucalyptus Labs has such a strong vision for what Koala Wallet can be for the Kadena ecosystem, and has this incredible idea of how to make this experience even easier, and has some pretty strong innovation in there. So I just want to highlight that. The way I kind of look at this is yes and, right? It's fantastic that there's options, and it's fantastic that we can sort of all inspire each other to have better products and better integrations and a better user experience. So the only thing you'll hear from me for any project building with and integrating with Kadena is appreciation. And I appreciate the unique features that Eucalyptus Lab is bringing to market with Koala. I think that's going to be so transformative for people's experience.
And we've got to give a shout out to the other great builders in the space. X Wallet, we have a joint Telegram, a joint Discord channel with them. Discram, works out. Maybe new product of Eucalyptus. We've been talking to their CEO. We've been talking to their team about their work on CADEX, their work on their DAO, their work on X Wallet, how we can learn from each other. We love competition in the space. We also love working closely with them to make sure everyone has a seamless user experience. So we're grateful for those who have been building alongside of us. And I think that's just going to continue and accelerate.
Yeah, competition means growth. So it just means the space is getting bigger. There's more people trying to get into it.
And we're not fighting for market share, right? We're all trying to bring in new users to the space. I mean, Kadena represents like a 0.1% of crypto overall right now, let alone the maybe 5% of the world who's even heard of crypto to begin with. So we don't really have to compete with those other wallets. We just have to make the best user experience for the people joining the ecosystem. Right
on. Just want to take a quick break to highlight that we have more downloads streaming in from the chat. People appreciating the user experience already of Koala. So that's just so cool. Really, really awesome. Yeah, wow.
We got some good questions coming up.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump to one from Greasy. Will Koala Wallet be working on any bridges to and from other ecosystems in the future?
This is one of those things where we don't have the alpha for you yet. I think we're all smiling on the team because we don't want to, we're keeping our lips shut. What we can say is that we're definitely in talks with people interested in building bridges and seeing how we can integrate them initially to Koala Wallet while making sure that it's extremely safe for users of Koala. So before we bring anything in, we want to see either open source or audits. And so we're in discussions, but something that we're even preemptively doing is working to bring in on-ramps and better solutions for just getting a hold of Kadena. So that's been a big first step of getting the wallet out there, and then we're looking to some of those more complex tools where people can start to negotiate and mix around their funds. That was my walk around answer, but hope it's all right.
Yeah, well, it's always an ask me anything, right? And there's no answer that's guaranteed that's going to be a yes or no to any particular question.
For sure.
All right. So I know we're starting to head towards the tail end of the AMA here, but we still have a few questions I want to make sure we get to. So in particular, I want to kind of ask a more macro question about climate and about how this impacts Eucalyptus Labs planning around Koala Wallet. So we've seen in the current market conditions that there's been some developments with FTX that have impacted a lot of the crypto markets. I'm curious what challenges you foresee given the current market conditions, and what would be your advice, both for whether it's retail investors or members of the ecosystem or builders. What's your advice for folks in getting through these challenges?
Let's see if Michelle or Brenny are brave to take one of these.
Honestly, the best advice that you can give is not your keys, not your crypto. We're really big advocates of that, building this non-custodial mobile wallet. I feel like everyone in crypto, unfortunately, has a horror story, and hopefully we all learn from this. This is not the first time that something like this has happened in our community. So hopefully, this run kind of pulls the bad actors out. Those that are building, you'll recognize them in the bull run. That's my advice, at least. Anyone want to add?
I'll say this. We decided to make a wallet not because it's easy, but because it's where our experience lied. So all the way back to 2014, or I guess 2016, really, when I started working for a wallet firm, we discovered this really crazy thing that when markets go down or where there's a big exchange hack, installs go up because people are learning and realizing, hey, non-custodial wallets and this kind of crypto infrastructure is integral to what makes crypto crypto. And it's how you grow projects, by putting coins into people's hands, not onto some exchange for someone to run off with. Something again, it's sad to watch people lose funds. And I remember the first time I lost funds on an exchange back in like 2015 or something. I felt like an idiot. But the truth is that you learn a really hard lesson, and you learn one of the most fundamental truths about crypto. Like Michelle said, not your keys, not your coins. For those who are building out there, when we did start Eucalyptus, we told everyone that we brought onto the team that we were long-term planning. We weren't planning around, VC funds. We're fully internally funded, by the way, folks. There's no VC by the hand of Eucalyptus. It's team funded and employee owned. But we said that what's going to happen in the next few months, and it was before Celsius, before FTX, the Titans are going to start to fall. Those who have built around unsustainable revenue models, those who have built on hype, and who have not done their due diligence around founders and people like that, we're going to see the effects of that. And we're specifically going to have a roadmap that plans for that decline, so that we're not in the place, and I'll call them out, of Coinbase, of crypto.com, of course, FTX, that when there's a market downturn, they fire half of their staff. I mean, come on, guys, you're either saying that you're a crypto professional, you've been through the market cycles, you know how it works, and you're planning long term, so you keep your employees with you, or you're just riding the hype and you're going to fire half the people who joined up believing in your mission to begin with. So I'm really excited and proud that we've taken a long-term approach in crypto, an institutional approach to how we structure the team, our revenue, our investments. And that's some of the best advice I could give out there. Last thing I'll say on that is, I'm 20-something-year-old. I don't know everything. I don't know an iota of nothing. That's why I started this company along with Michelle, with two of our founders, Tim and Angelos, well into their 40s, and far beyond that age in wisdom of their 10 years plus in crypto, which is like crazy, right? But I'm talking 2011, 2008, 2011, 2012 OGs. So, there's no genius 26-year-old out there who knows it all, but there are people who are forming great partnerships, building long-term strategies, and who have the experience to make sure that we're not going anywhere tomorrow. We're going to be here building and developing alongside the community. And I'm running for president. I don't know, it feels like a speech, but listen, come on, be good to your employees. Don't fire your people. You got to know. All right.
All right, so we're coming to the tail end here, so feel free to ask away any last burning questions that you have here, and we'll maybe have time to get to one or two max more of them. When DeFi on Koala? I think we touched on that a little bit earlier, but
soon. Very soon. But
all right,
soon. Just play around with the wallet, and you'll see there's a lot of room for many new features, and you'll love it. Stay tuned to our socials as well, because we will be like teasing things there. So
Yes.
yeah. Oh, I forgot to ask this one earlier. I think this was asked near the beginning. What is the educational background of folks here?
I went to school for communications at York University in Toronto.
Did A levels at like science and mathematics, and then moved on to crypto. School's not everything.
No, it's definitely not. I was studying mechanical engineering before I decided to finally call it quits about 4 years out of 5 of my degree, getting the master's and everything. But I'd love to, again, speak to the intelligence and excellent education of both Angelos Leosis, coming from, ranging from algorithmic work and black box modeling of algorithms back in, I guess, maybe 1990s or a little bit before. I don't want to be too offensive. And Tim Moulter, our CTO, who's done everything from working on memory resistors with his, I think I think it's his master's in physics, all the way to working on DARPA contracts. So, again, we're some of the young, energetic folk. It's getting late on some of our time zones, which is why we're here to spread the gospel of crypto. But you can definitely go to eucalyptuslabs.com and stalk some of our team that's public there to learn more about our backgrounds and to see that we're very public, we're very transparent, and it's easy to be public and transparent when you're not an exchange who, might get hacked for all the coins. We don't hold your coins, we don't hold your crypto, non-custodial, that's the way to go.
Right on. Maybe I'll take one last question here, which is, can you give some alpha on the features of the upcoming Explorer?
What I can say is that the first version will be similar to Koala Wallet, meaning we are going to be focused on getting the Explorer to be fast and to kind of provide that critical info that Kadenians need. And then we have a lot of cool features that are planned for the next versions. Anything else you guys want to add?
Man, I wanna torture them and tell them that a lot of features are coming that you used to see on some other sites. We're redoing them, reintegrating them. That's as much as I can say. But again, we start with that base layer, and then we start to add all those modules on top.
We're always listening.
We got
So if
tons
you
of questions.
guys
It's crazy.
are
I know
commenting
there
it,
are.
tweeting it,
Awesome.
it's always noted.
It's awesome.
Thanks,
Actually,
Q-Loud.
I said it was gonna be the last question, but I have a hard time resisting at least one more. Oh gosh, where did it go? I'm getting lost in the comment thread here.
While you
Well,
look for it, I can definitely tell you all that if Koala stops supporting the wallet, can I put my seed phrase on Chainweaver and have access to my coins? So while, Brenny, correct me if I'm wrong, we're not compatible with Chainweaver since we use a 24 phrase versus a 12 word phrase. There are tools to export your keys out of Koala Wallet so that even if Koala Wallet tomorrow vanished, you still have your keys, written down so you can always access your coins.
Yeah, so exporting individual private keys isn't that easy at the moment, but we will be looking into making it easier for the user. But at the moment, all you need is your 24-word phrase, and we're not going anywhere, guys. So don't be worried.
I missed this question earlier, but thought it was interesting. Will the Koala Wallet have multi-sig features for small-scale businesses and organizations?
That's a great question.
Multi-sig is for everyone, and it's definitely in our minds for consideration. I won't give any more away for that, but
and something we can say with a lot of these features, folks, is I'd say we're about a team of 13, at least 10 of us. No, I'm sorry, at least 8 of us for sure come from wallet backgrounds. So a lot of what you're asking of, will we have NFTs? Will we have these on-ramps? Will we have multi-sig? We've actually done this before on other projects in different ecosystems in all different types of ways. So although we're doing it for Kadena, the reason we're able to pump it out with such great quality and so quickly and so technically tight is because we've done it in the past and now we're mastering it for Kadena.
So well put. Well, I think that's about as good of a place to wrap as any. So I think with that, we will call it. But I just wanted to thank the three of you, Kobe, Michelle, Brenny, so much for joining us today. This has been a super energizing conversation. And I think as we've seen in the chat and as people have downloaded Koala, as people have heard your answers, we've been gaining momentum and steam with this stream. And it's so exciting to see all the energy and momentum for Koala. I would be remiss if I didn't end at the closing moments with another rendition of the Koala video for those that have joined the stream since the beginning and haven't seen it. But before I do that, just wanted to see if anyone had any last words or thoughts they wanted to leave us with.
Yeah, so guys, just continue leaving your comments on the video here and your requests, and we will be going through them. We see everything, so keep them coming.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Koala Wallet, at Euc Labs, at Kadena Ecosystem. Check out Eucalyptus Labs on LinkedIn. Make sure you follow our YouTubes.
The hype you put into Eucalyptus, you get it right back. Follow us everywhere you can. We'll never try and spam you with stuff not relevant. And any of the questions that you feel we didn't answer, tweet at us and we will do our best to answer them right then and there, or join our Discord channel, or even send them through DM. And thank you, Tyler, for organizing these AMAs. We hope to be back with even more alpha to share not too far away.
And I hope to be back next time with a plush koala. That sounds great.
Got that store coming
All right.
soon.
Thanks a bunch, folks, and stick around for the promo video if you haven't seen it yet.